Welcome to Adventures with Paddington Bear. One of my very most favorite book characters is Paddington Bear. Paddington Bear is from London. And a few years ago, my daughter had the wonderful opportunity to go to London and perform with her high school band. She brought me back a very special Paddington that I will always treasure. I collect Paddingtons, so this is one of the ones that I have. I have a bigger one. I have a puzzle one that Mrs. Myers gifted to me. I have lots of different kinds of Paddingtons. I even have a Christmas one. So when she brought me the one from London, I was super excited because Paddington's from London. So it was super cool. It was a super cool gift. Before I show you the craft that we're going to do, I'd like to show you where London is. Okay, check it out. Okay, so in order for you to go from Arizona to London, it would be 5,204 miles. And if you look carefully, you have to cross the Atlantic Ocean. So the only way that you can get there is either by boat or by airplane. And if you were to fly there in an airplane, it would take 11 hours and 4 minutes. Okay, so here's the Paddington that I started out with. Do you want to see the Paddington that came all the way from London? Okay, here he is. He's so cute. All the way from London. Do you want to see him travel through London? Okay, I'll show you some pictures. Paddington didn't only go to London. He actually also got to go to Paris, France. He got to go to Switzerland and to Italy. So here you can see him traveling through the streets of London. His next stop was the Eiffel Tower in Paris, France. And here they stopped for a treat in an ice cream shop. Here is Paddington in front of the Arc de Triomphe in France. And his last stop was in Switzerland. Look at how beautiful. Okay, so now we are going to make a Paddington Puppet. You're going to need a toilet paper tube and a piece of paper. It can be a red piece of paper or it can be a white piece of paper because we're going to color it red so we can make his hat. Okay, so again, you need a toilet paper tube and you're going to need a white piece of paper or a red piece of paper. You're going to need tape or glue, crayons, markers, or colored pencils, and some scissors. Okay, those are the things that you're going to need. Let's get started. Okay, so you're going to start with your toilet paper tube and you're going to make the Paddington face. Make his little eyes and his little nose. You're going to make like a little triangle. Make the mouth by drawing a couple of lines. And then I need to add a little bit more to the eye there. One was a little bit bigger than the other. And then you're going to draw his little coat. Make like a little V. And then you're going to go all the way around the whole paper tube. And his coat is blue. So I'm going to use a blue colored pencil. Start coloring that in. But before I continue, I'm going to add his little buttons because they're yellow and I want to be able to have some space for the buttons. So there's just some rectangles and I cut them in half and I'm going to color them yellow. Those are his buttons. And then I'm going to continue coloring the blue all the way around. All the way around. And again, if you use marker or crayon, it might go a little bit faster than the colored pencil. Or if you have blue construction paper, you can also cut his coat and then just glue the paper all the way around your toilet paper tube. So here I am coloring the entire toilet paper tube. And if you want to just color the front part of it, that's okay too because nobody's really going to be looking at the back. But just color the whole thing. And then the red paper that I have is going to be his hat. And I'm going to draw his little hat in just a little bit there. But I also want to say that if you don't have red paper, you can use a white piece of paper and color it red. And then cut his, you don't have to color the whole paper red. You could cut like a little square and then color it red to make his hat. So here's Paddington. Kind of has like a little square top of a hat. So I'm going to draw his little hat. Okay. And then I'm going to cut that little hat out. Just cut it out. And once you cut it out, you're going to see what I'm going to do, because this little hat, you know, he's a traveling bear, so it's kind of like raggedy hat. So I'm going to kind of crunch it up to make it look like, you know, he's a traveler. So I want to make the hat look like Paddington's hat. And I'm going to use some tape to glue to tape it onto the toilet paper tube. And I'm just going to put some tape on the back of the hat and then right underneath it. And I'm having some trouble with the tape today, so I'm going to just fold that up, put it underneath so his hat stays down. And the good thing about tape is that if you don't like where it's positioned, you can always take it off and start again. So here I am, because it was a little crookedy, so I'm gonna readjust his hat. And yes, I'm having some problems with the tape today. So, okay. And so there's his hat. And then I'm gonna use my Paddington as a puppet. So you can put him on your fingers, or you can just hold him like that when you play with him. Yep, and add some more tape. Okay, there he is. See, stuck in my fingers. And then I can use him as a puppet. So, what did you think about our Paddington puppet? Pretty cool, huh? It looks a lot like my Paddington buddy. I certainly had a lot of fun making that with you. Up next, I'm reading a story called Paddington at the Circus. And yes, there's lots of Paddington books out there. You can check them out at the library. Mrs. Urick might have some at the school library, but when we go back to school, you're always welcome to come to my classroom. I have quite a few of the Paddington books. So, enjoy the story.